everybody. I'm Karen Miller, owner of Tenkara Zen Fly Fishing Gear, and I am here on South Andros Island, and I am at Andros South Lodge with Liz Fincher. She and Max Pushak are the managers here at the lodge, and we've just spent an incredible week here bone fishing, chasing some barracudas, playing keep away from some sharks, and it's just been really an exciting week. So I wanted to just take a moment. We're actually taking off here in a little while, and I thought that it'd be fun to talk with Liz and just, you know, chat a little bit about the lodge. So Liz, and I think it's really cool because there are not a lot of women in this industry, but we're seeing more and more of them. So Liz, how long have you been here at Andros?
So I've been lucky, and this is our third season here. Obviously last year got cut short a little due to COVID. And we are up and running this year, which is awesome that we have the opportunity to be able to accept guests during these kind of strange times, because fishing is exactly what everybody needs right now to kind of get away. So yeah, we've been here for about 3 seasons, and we're here almost 8 to 9 months every year.
Wow. And I do want to put everybody's mind at ease. We just tested, so we aren't wearing masks right now for this, but we wear masks everywhere we go on the island, and we did just test, and we tested negative, so we're safe right now to be, you know, naked. So you, so how did you get involved in Andros South in this particular lodge?
Yeah, so I've been working with Deniki Outdoors at the Rapids Camp Lodge in Bristol Bay on the Naknek, and we had the opportunity presented to us to go and run the lodge down here at Andros South in the Bahamas, and you know, we'd spent a little bit of time in the Bahamas, but not really fishing, so it was an opportunity that we would never have been able to turn down. So that's how we ended up getting down here at the lodge, and we ended up working in Alaska. I've been up in Alaska for 10 years. This was my first summer that I actually didn't go up there, so it was a really interesting time. Alaska is a big part of who I am, but now I've got the Bahamas deeply embedded in me, so it's a special place for sure.
So I have fished Alaska. I've been to Rapids Camp Lodge. How do you compare Alaska salmon, rainbow, shard, grayling, dolly varden, king salmon experience to saltwater?
Okay,
that's a really big question.
That's a tough comparison. I think that obviously you're targeting a little bit more species, variety of species when you're in the freshwater. But the difference down here is like the hunt. I think, you know, like you can actually see the fish, and your heart's like just pounding the entire day when you see that fish, and you're like, you got to make this shot. Whereas in the river systems, you know, you might know where some fish are, but and you're casting to them, but it's not quite that same experience as like walking up, sneaking up on a fish, and you know, having that chase. And the pull of a bonefish is pretty. Sometimes you think they're gonna run right off the face of the map. So it's a really cool experience for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the predator, you know, when I'm doing the saltwater. To me, just that thrill of finding the fish, you know, getting that fly close enough so that it's within their, their little range to target it, but not to spook it.
Right.
And then, you've just got wind and other craziness and,
And the
that's
keep
going
away.
on.
The keep away game from sharks is something that we don't have in Alaska. So I mean, you'll see like some of the bigger fish come out and chase maybe a smaller fish you have one, but nothing quite like the sharks and the chaos that ensues. Sometimes.
We experienced that firsthand a couple times.
Yeah, and how many times can you say you're out on the boat and your guide sees a lobster and takes his push pole and just whack and he's got lobster for dinner on the end of his push pole, so that's a pretty cool. That doesn't happen. It's not. It's a pretty cool thing.
No, it's more of a go away bear.
Yeah,
go
right.
Away,
Yeah,
bear.
right.
So awesome. So, what makes Andros South so special?
I think the cool thing about Andros South is being on South Andros Island. Andros is the largest island in the Bahamas, and the amount of backcountry waters that we have accessible to us versus some of the other Bahamian islands. We can really get lost back there. Thankfully we don't. But it's amazing the amount of water that you can cover. You can get on the west, you can cut across all the way to the west side. We see tarpon on the west more often than anywhere else. You can go on a really nice day, go down south into the water keys and just be out in the middle of the water on these tiny, nice, beautiful, crystal clear little flats. And then you can be in the mangroves and just, get completely lost in this ancient coral garden. So I think that the expansiveness of Andros South is awesome. The people are incredible. They're very welcoming. It's very remote. We don't have the tourists coming that some of the other bigger islands have. So it's a very down home place to be, and it's cool to be let into that here with the locals. And they definitely let you in on it, and it's a special place for sure.
It is, and the food's really good too.
Yeah, the food's good.
So you have some Tenkara experience, and most people, when you say bonefish and Tenkara in the same sentence, that kind of often is not taken seriously. And at Zen we kind of have a different philosophy, and we've been pushing limits. And even though Tenkara may not be the ideal method of targeting bonefish, we do it,
yeah,
and we've done it successfully. And so, how do you work with anglers who are looking for both a regular, traditional fly fishing experience, but maybe want to play around or add, Tenkara to the adventure?
I think it's pretty easy to do, honestly. The cool thing about the lodge here is, one, we've got a really an old flat skiff, so we've got a casting platform. So even if you've never done Tenkara and there's a Tenkara rod at the lodge, you can get out there, you can practice. You've got markers, and you can kind of get a feel for it if you've never done it. And practice in the wind, because there's always going to be wind. It is fishing. So, and then as far as going out on the water, the guides are pretty adaptable, and depending on what the tides are doing and where they think it's going to be the best, walking and wading is obviously the best scenario for Tinkara fishing, because you can, once you get it, right, you've got to be able to bring it and chase it and run with it, and you've seen Karen on her videos just running all over the place with these fish. So it's definitely easier to do from the flats, and the guides are more than happy to assist. And they've never, this was their first time seeing Tinkara, so they had a good smile on their face, and they, just even talking about, well, there's a rod, but it doesn't have a reel. And they're like, but how? How do you reel these things in? So I think it's definitely doable, and it's Karen brought down an early birthday present for my stepdad, so I've got my own Kyojin down here that I'm gonna bust out and start playing with. And
Well, it's funny because we had some other guests here that were curious about it, and he said, "Hey, I want to give it a try," and took it out, and
he caught bonefish. Not just one bonefish, but he caught multiple bonefish.
It was like all pumped when he came back. It's definitely an adrenaline rush.
Yep.
You know, but I gotta say, one thing that absolutely impressed me that you don't find everywhere is the openness and the willingness of the guides to say, yeah, no, I want to learn about this. And they were very adaptable. They were like, okay, I understand, you know, what you need. Let me get you to those places. I mean, honestly, there were times where, you know, they were like, no, this isn't a good place. You know, you step out, you're going to step into mud up to your knee.
Right.
You know, it's really uneven. It's not going to be a good place. And that's important to know, you know, because it's like, okay, let's not waste, you know, the time here in a place where I'm not going to be successful. So they really understood it and were able to, you know, to put us into places where it worked well. So it is something that, you know, if you've caught 1 million bonefish and you want to add some spice to your life.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, presenting a fly with the, you know, being able to like take your nice time with a line, right? That's something. But being able to present the fly, you know, just with your rod and really, I feel like it's
more challenging.
Right.
I mean, that's it, you know, Bucky, the guest that was doing it, he was saying, wow, you know, it's not just, you know, brainless lobbing the fly out there.
Right.
It actually takes skill, and it's more challenging and adds something because now you're responding to the fish, and you really have to use those angles and stuff to keep the pressure in control.
And if you finally have gotten over your hurdle of not trout setting and strip setting, then you go to a Tenkara rod and you're like, yes! And there's nothing there. So there's definitely, you gotta
that
like
darn muscle memory.
Yeah, you gotta be on it. But I'm super excited to get the rod out and play.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, you're here, you've been here 3 seasons, you guys have really become a part of the community. Tell me about some other things that you're doing on the island and, you know, in South Andros.
So, I have an addiction. It's luckily not too detrimental, but I have fallen in love with the island dogs, which are known as Queen Elizabeth named them the Royal Bahamian pot cakes because a pot cake is something that's cooked into a pot too long. It's kind of burnt up and scraped, so they scrape it out and feed it to the dogs, known as pot cake. So they are all over the island, and I have become known as the island girl who knows, and I'm almost a vet on island. There's not a vet on island, so everybody comes by and gets flea and tick medicine, and we've, you know, heartworm medicine, things like that. We've been really thankful. Our guests have helped with animals that needed spayed and neutered and different medical problems. I've been very blessed to have some fantastic guests that have helped me financially in some of these times. But the first week of March, we're putting on a spay and neuter clinic here on the island for free services provided by Bark, which is a local nonprofit. And we're really excited to lower the population so many puppies don't necessarily drop on my doorstep like the stork.
I know, it's like, cue in.
They're normally right here.
Where's the puppy? I'm going to see if we have a puppy at the door.
I'm sure they are.
I'm like,
oh, no? They must have left. They're like, they're not letting us in. But there's a, that's probably one of the things that I've gotten the most involved in here is just the local animals and trying to educate as well as, you know, do preventative care because that's really the biggest thing. The dogs are phenomenal, and we've adopted 10 out into the States my first year, and we're we've got Butch and Sundance, our
I know,
smallest ones.
they never leave your side. Where are they? Are they?
Oh,
Nope. No,
Yeah, that's
doesn't
right.
know them. They should be right here. They're always at her feet, and they're adorable. And that's something else that if you're, are they coming?
no, but Dixie's coming.
Oh, okay. Hi. Are you? Come here. Come here. There's some little puppies. There.
Take a seat. This is
So-
our matriarch here.
She's beauty, and she's so sweet. Oh, and here's some other guys. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Whoa,
It's a little windy today.
just a little bit.
Oh, there's Chuck.
So, if people wanted to donate or help out, how would they go about doing that?
That's a good question. I'm still trying to work out exactly how to do it, but I think the best thing is, one, you can always reach out to me here at the lodge at Andros South, and I'm always in need to buy. I normally buy lots of dog food and lots of treatments and things, but another thing to do is donate to Bark directly or the Bahamas Humane Society, or if you're looking for a dog, pockets are awesome, and it's worth looking into. But yeah, Bark, BAARK, and the Bahamas Humane Society are awesome local programs to donate to.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to head out.
Rounded up. It was an awesome week having Karen here at the lodge, and it went by much too fast.
Way too fast.
It always
does.
it always does.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Signing off
Thank you,
from
guys.
South Andros, and reach out to Liz if you have any questions about the lodge, if you're interested in coming down, if you want to donate or help out with her puppy project, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Awesome.
Bye now.
Thanks.